Ah,
I heard my name again. What am I being
Sam
volunteered
Lime
for?
screams that little the water behind his property was one of those cameras.
All right.
Hello, everybody. Welcome into Thursday night, May 1st. May 1st already, 2025. Can't Stop Live with the Zoom homies and Motormouth. William, Rich, Greg, Motormouth, Sam, Sin, and Jeff Ryman are with us. You can blame Motormouth for me being late, by the way. Yes, I wished I had SpeakerBot running. And yes, I wish someone would say put Motormouth in the waiting room, but it's not running. I pulled the cord and Motormouth. See, Alex, there will be no more SpeakerBot. I canned it today. I am working on getting the three things that do the end screen, the dancing girls, the pig, and the Snoopy to work in OBS. And I'm running into a little bit of an issue. I can get one to work, but I can't figure out how to get the other two to go simultaneously afterwards like they do from the streamer bot. So, but I will figure it out. I know it can be done. It's just a matter of me figuring it out. Silver Addiction in the house. Hello, Silver Addiction. Haven't seen you in a long while. Let's go look at chat real quick while I'm thinking about it. Tony Wallow was first. BH Ringer appears to be second, and he says Thursday. Yeah, Thursday is the new Friday. I kind of like that thumbnail. Greg Guy was third. He was planting some things, ran into a big root and had to cut it out with the wrong saw, it sounds like. Sam says hello. Bill says, you mean it's not Monday? No. If all goes well, I will start working on Monday morning. Hello, Rick Lake says hello. Long Dog. I will be playing classical and original Nirvana songs till the show starts. Got to blow off a little bit of steam, a lot of stress. Nirvana had some decent music. Well, I liked a couple of their songs they had. Jeff Ryman says, greetings from Sin City. Ski Man, hello from Maryland. And never heard of O'Keefe. I've heard of Tool, but I've never heard of 46 and 2 O'Keefe. Those are, maybe if I heard the songs, I might recognize them. I don't know. John Williams says, thank you for the mute button. Yeah, I thought I had that muted, and then I kind of realized I didn't, but that was on me. Susanna Morgan, proud single mother, says hello to everybody. Actually, she says specifically good evening to everyone. And I think that will catch me up. I sense your presence. Yeah, I'm here. Mike Wojcik again in chat. Hello, Mike. One of these days, hope to see him back on Zoom. And I believe that's just imagine this. Did not get to see any of Carrie and Doug tonight. I didn't get home until a little after 6. The interview started about 3:20, ended about 4, no pun intended, 4:20. It was a good interview. I will know one way or the other on Saturday if I got it or not, or if I didn't get it. Other than the 45-minute drive up there and the nearly hour and a half hour drive back, it was way, way up there. John Williams' oldest sister would have been 83 today. Oh my goodness. That is old. That's old enough to be my mom. Speaking of my mom, I was going to go see her, but the drive back just wore me out. Now, has anyone verified if there's audio on YouTube or not? Has anyone verified if there's... Yeah, my audio is working. And apparently now everybody's gun shy. Well, there's somebody.
Yes,
working.
it is.
And apparently now everybody's gun shy. Yeah, it's working. All right. I don't trust the mixer. Sometimes the mixer looks like it's working. Sometimes it, in fact, the mixer shows Zoom audio is not working. But I heard when I checked it, it shows Zoom audio is not working. But I heard when I checked it, that's weird. Zoom audio, I don't get it. Anyway, that's how my day went. Didn't sleep worth a doggone last night. If I slept an hour at a time, I was doing really good. I'm not sure why. I just could not sleep last night for anything. The job's Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Wednesday, Saturday, Sunday off. I think if I figured the hours right, it's 10 hours a day, so you get an hour off for lunch or hour and a half. She explained it, but I kind of lost interest at that point in time. Looking forward to finding out what's going on. So that's
How'd you
Monday.
manage to get? How'd you manage to get Wednesday, Saturday, and Sunday? Because all three of those days off. Because that must be some kind of Christian-based company or something. Because we always have church on. Traditionally, church is always on Sunday and Wednesday. So, um, um, they must like being off to be able to go to church.
Well, it's the state of Indiana, so I'm seriously doubting religion has anything to do with it. That particular branch that I applied for, their work days are Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and they're off Wednesday, Saturday, Sunday. Now, I could go to a branch that works Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and an occasional Saturday, or I could go to the branch that works different hours, different days. It depends on the branch in the city. I just picked one that appeared to be relatively close to me so that I'm not driving 45 minutes to an hour every day one way in rush hour traffic and on the highway that has miles and miles and miles of construction. Um, Benefits start day one. I kind of like that. And your vacation starts day one. I kind of like that. So we'll know something Saturday night. Log Dog says, when it comes to religion days for working, I hear McDonald's celebrates filet of fish on Fridays. I don't know. They have it the other 6 days a week. I don't know if it's special on Fridays or not.
Well, that's
But
because of Lent. You know, certain religions can only eat fish on certain days or something like
yep, that is true. That is very true. Anybody got anything? Greg, you're not eating?
I finished.
And what
I
did
had
you have?
leftover jambalaya.
I had bratwurst. I grilled me a couple brats on the grill tonight, and they were good. Saylin joins us over in chat. New name I haven't seen. Thank you for joining. All right. That's someone I subscribed to earlier this afternoon based off another channel that I follow. Cool. That makes me happy. John Williams says, I send a text to my younger brother every day to get work. And Chris Garrett says, stuck B keys. I'm not sure what Chris is saying. He's stuck on the B key. Is Chris with? Chris isn't even with us in Zoom, is he?
No,
Excuse me. So did anybody watch Carrie and Doug this afternoon? I know they were doing the episode 2 of Carrie and Doug.
A little
was
bit. I
watching
got
it just
bored.
Chris was there.
Chris was on Carrie's?
Yeah.
All right.
I watched it on Live Windows Training Channel. It was on both channels.
Oh, simulcast, they were on both? I didn't realize that.
That was my understanding.
yeah.
There were people making comments on Carrie's channel and people making comments on Doug's channel.
Which is why I'm surprised they did it that way. I don't think they did the first one that way. I think they did the first one all off of one channel.
All on Carrie's, wasn't it?
Or right, Carrie's channel. My mistake. You're right. It was Carrie's channel. So
I didn't watch all that long. It was kind of meh.
I did watch Doug's show. I didn't get up in time to catch it live, but I did see the replay, and I kind of had a hilarious thought in my head that with the epoxy, that the first thing Doug does is he uses his finger. So the next thing I'm thinking is Doug picks up his finger and there's a piece of paper attached to his finger.
Well, folks were wondering if he'd have that little part turned around the wrong way.
Yeah, I seen that. I guess
I
he's
guess he
gonna.
got it right, I think.
I guess he's gonna show us tomorrow whether it worked or not.
Yeah.
So
I've
there's
lost,
Chris.
I was on chat. There's that cheap keyboard that I spilled something into and it's sticking. The space bar is sticking. That's why
Oh,
there's
okay.
Gotta cut down on that chocolate syrup.
Speaking of the space bar,
Yeah,
speaking
really.
of the space bar sticking, speaking of the space bar sticking, that old laptop I've got that I've had for over a decade now still works perfectly fine. But there's only one issue with it. The keyboard on it, for whatever reason, the space bar don't work anymore. The space bar don't work and the backspace key don't work and one of the slash key underneath the backspace don't work and the enter key don't work. It's not on the number pad, but the enter key on the number pad works.
Well, replace the keyboard. You'll get some experience.
Yeah, really.
I'm not being
Hey, it's
I'm not
time for a
gonna-
new keyboard.
I'm just
Yeah.
saying it's an older laptop. Even though it's an older laptop, you could replace the keyboard and have a little bit more experience. I mean,
Mike Wojcik saying in
It's
chat that they
it's
talked about having a show once a month. Yeah, that'd be pretty good. I think once a week would be a little bit much. Long Dog drops a link over in chat for, I think her name's Sina, Sina drums. Very talented. I followed her since she was a little girl. This one's about 45 minutes in length, and it looks like she's doing a cover of the 1960s song. So I'll check that out later. Yeah, sounds like you might
Chris,
want to try to replace it.
Chris, it has gotten to where it's so old that not even useful for what we want to use it for OBS because the processor is so slow. Um, it's only a third generation i5, so the it's gotten so old that the processor is the bottleneck, not the SSD or the Wi-Fi chip or the RAM.
Does that happen though? I mean, as a laptop gets older, or a computer for that matter, does the processor lose its ability to process the older it gets? I'm asking for a friend, by the way. I've got ghetto in my ear.
really. It could be a motherboard issue.
Let me
I
answer
don't
my
think-
own question. I have no idea. I'm asking you guys legitimately, seriously, does the processor lose its ability to process, let's say on a laptop like
It's
Alex
just
has?
the programs get more complicated. What more it was boiled down to.
But you can control that, right? You just don't put
You
it.
can't control Windows getting more complicated if you run a newer version of Windows, or if you haven't done a complete reinstall every 3 or 4 years, then your system just gets kind of mucked up with stuff.
Yeah.
That's been my experience.
No.
Um.
Yeah, I
When I
understand the
had
more that's on it.
XP, I had to reinstall once a year. It really sucked for me.
Okay. Well, this laptop in question, is running Linux. I installed this thing about in October of 2023. It had been off since basically October or November of 2023 until just recently when I turned it on. And when I tried to connect the phone camera to OBS to see if I'd be able to record using it, I had opened the task manager or whatever you call it in Linux, and when it was trying to send video from the phone to the OBS, the processor was pegged out solid, even though the RAM usage was only using like 1 or 2, maybe 3 gigs of 16.
Alex, let me tell you this. What I'm using for Princess Cam's the i5, the first generation will run Windows 11. And its utilization level is 85 to 95%.
I'm curious, Alex, on that laptop, is OBS the only thing you're trying to run at that time? I mean, you don't have anything else on there running?
Nothing else on there running, just OBS, and I'm trying to send video from the smartphone using a plugin on OBS and trying to record OBS. But the video inside of OBS is choppy, even before I try to record it. It shows me on the preview when you look at the preview window thing inside of OBS that the video is choppy. You can clearly see it.
Alex, that might be the issue in Linux.
Yeah,
But
That, and I'm wondering if
but
you're using an app on your phone to run something to OBS, if maybe that's having a little bit of problem, or
but
if that's getting in
also
on it as well.
but also a year and a half ago when I first set up this laptop using the same app on the phone and the same version of OBS that I'm using now on the laptop, it wasn't having any issues.
have you updated OBS?
No, and that's another thing. That laptop basically it's been so long since it's been turned on. It's basically unupgradable by in-place upgrade methods. So I would have to completely wipe it, reload it.
Alex, there's a message for you in chat.
You might want to tell him which chat. He probably might go look at the stream
Yeah, I
looking
see
for
it.
it there. Exclamation X. So 999. No, wait, that it wouldn't be an I. It's an exclamation. So I was thinking maybe Roman numerals. Well, John, there we go. There we go. Yeah, I'm gonna struggle doing this. It's probably gonna take me a day or two to figure out how to do this. I have been moving the scenes up in the pecking order on OBS so that I don't have to go find them. That was fun. Let me tell you that. Um, and I'm sure it's going to be like the alien jokes where um, I create a scene for the ending of the show and then have that point to that scene and it'll run them in succession, or it should run them in succession, I would think. Um, Alex does have a Nook. He's talking about his laptop. They're trying to use it as church. He does have a Nook. Where is Stormy? I never did have a Stormy, nor will I have points. As of tonight, I'm pretty sure SpeakerBot and StreamerBot have been sent out to the old computer pasture to graze and grow
Who
old and fat.
Whoever
And
is asking
whatever.
that question, which Nook are you talking about? Are you talking about the one at my grandma's house? Or are you talking about the one I'm currently using right now as my primary computer at home?
It
You
was
still
Long
have one
Dog,
at
and he
your
didn't
grandma's
say.
place?
Do what, Jeff?
Yes,
You still have a computer at your grandma's place, even though she's not there?
yes I do, but it's turned off and inaccessible unless we go there and get it. We gotta go there
Well,
to
if
get it
it's
up.
worth anything, I would be a little concerned about somebody breaking in a
Breaking
vacant
in.
house and taking your computer.
Yeah, exactly. I agree with that 100%.
I mean, I know maybe that's not common around there, but by this point in time, somebody has figured out that she's not living there.
It don't matter where you live nowadays. You wouldn't think it'd be common here, but it's common.
Yeah.
Well, here in Vegas, I kind of expect to get stuff stolen, unfortunately.
Well, that's why.
We got
Well,
people prowling in the night.
she's got the good thing is she's got neighbors on either side of her that live there that are watching, and sometimes my mom or dad will go down there and make sure that nothing's been
Yeah. Well,
broken.
just depending how
Problem
things go.
is
My next door neighbor had his pickup truck stolen about 2 years ago. He had a mint condition small pickup truck, had maybe, I don't know, 50,000 miles on it. I don't remember what kind it was now, and it got stolen in daylight at 6 a.m. in the morning. Neighbor across the street caught it on camera, but didn't see the camera until too late to do anything.
Well, last
It
night,
was reported to the cops and the insurance paid for it, but it was never found. It went to
Huh.
Mexico. Everybody's pretty
last night,
sure.
I got lucky last night. I left my keys to my truck laying on my tailgate.
Oh no.
I was lucky.
All
Well,
night, Chris?
Yep.
I was almost the victim of having my old truck stolen out here years ago. And all I did, I left the passenger side door unlocked. Now I go out the next morning and I notice the glove box is open. The owner's manual, which had one of those metal plates with the VIN number on it in the old days, and the insurance papers were gone. Called my insurance company with nothing else going. And my agent said, you need to get that rekeyed. Because the scam in those days was you go to the dealer carrying your owner's manual with the plate and the insurance and the registration and all of that, and you say, lost my key. Can you make me a key? Because here's my stuff from my vehicle. They make them a key, come back the next day, and your vehicle's gone. I
The
went to
next,
the locksmith and had it rekeyed the same day.
So
Ignition
you
and
literally could
doors
go
both.
shopping one day and you walk into the store and walk out and your truck's gone?
Or out of your driveway at night. I mean, now dealers are more particular these days. This was like around 2003,
Yeah, and
20
now
years ago.
the keys are electronically coded. You have to chip the computer doesn't see the feedback from the chip in your
Well,
key, and it won't start.
I bet you could
sometimes
still
I know people who can start them without that.
Well,
I
if
mean,
they really want
they,
it bad enough, they don't have to go duplicate your key. They
oh
can
yeah,
go near your house, take a little device, this ping your key, pick up the code, and they can go back to your truck and your
yeah.
vehicle and start it.
well,
There was one
Man,
model of Kia and one other kind of car, and I don't remember which one now, that you couldn't buy insurance for out here at all. The insurance companies wouldn't insure them because they were so easy to steal.
I know at
It's
one
crazy.
point in time Honda Civic was about the #1 car in the country that was being
I
stolen.
mean, I use that club thing on my steering wheel.
Right?
That's not a guarantee. You
No.
can take bolt cutters and you can cut the steering wheel and slide the club off of it. I mean, all these things do, they make it easier to steal somebody else's car or truck.
we still got to
I'm
go
pretty
over
sure you can
there.
still hotwire a car too.
Yeah, if you know what you're doing, you can.
It, or if you take this can of little container of liquid nitrogen or Freon, hit the lock mechanism, freeze it, hit with a hammer, it becomes brittle.
Some older cars too, the ones just before the chips started being in them. I've seen somebody show me how to start one of those with a screwdriver without breaking the ignition lock.
Mm. Well, my grandpa made their kitchen table over there, so my mom wants to get it. So the next time they go over there to get that, I'm gonna make sure they get that computer, probably a few of at least the computer, monitor, keyboard, mouse, all that, and
Yeah,
the router and cable modem, because I was gonna give
yeah,
that
that's probably a
to
good
someone at
idea.
church.
And that way,
Yeah, I would.
if you need to replace some of what you were talking about earlier, then you won't end up having to buy even a used computer from somebody.
Tony says,
Well, see,
poor Jason.
that's where I got this. That's where I got this. That's where I got that Nook over there from. As I got it used, believe it or not, and it's
Yeah, I
a
remember you got that off eBay.
and it's a pretty decent little computer for the price I pay. I pay about $200 for it, and it's an 8th gen i7, 32 gigs of RAM, and I put it. Only thing it didn't come with it is an SSD, and I put a 500 gig in NVMe in there. But since she moved out, it's been turned off, and everything has been shut off except for electricity and water.
I got an email from Salem Techsperts saying they had more laptops for sale, and by the time I got there and looked, they were all gone.
You know, you see that video today? They got some laptops where somebody drilled. I seen it in Messenger. Somebody drilled a hole through the battery.
Some company, an IT department, drilled a hole through the screen and the battery in the middle of the motherboard,
and thought
claiming
that's why
they deleted the
clear
data,
memory.
but they missed the SSD completely. I mean, you
You
know,
made a joke, but I can't say it because we're streaming.
That's kind of funny.
these aren't the brightest, sharpest tools in the sheds. So to
Yeah, I'm
speak.
getting ready to end the stream, so we're going to be muted. We can still hear each other on Zoom, but nobody will hear us.
Silk and satin and feel the night. Ooh, yeah. Glitter falling, golden light. Shine, shine. Every step a whispered tease. Moving slow like honey bees. Shimmy, shimmy, watch me glow. Take it high and bring it low. Down, down. Velvet shine, I steal the show. Feel the rhythm, let it flow, flow.
That's all, folks.
Good night, everybody.